all should get to higher ground now. Lena, I love you.
This is Mara Halvorsen, Point Halvorsen Station. Signing off.
Before we jump in, there's one major update worth mentioning. Buzzy has now integrated Seedance 2.5. The update is already live and visible on Buzzy's homepage, making it easy to start creating with the newest technology right away. Everything you just watched, that character, that wave, that moment where her face changes. It was one canvas, and that expression change you just saw, that wasn't a lucky reroll. I directed it with a single sentence. That's the whole point of this video. This is Buzzy, and the features we are testing is the infinite canvas. One visual workspace that takes you from script to finished long-form AI video. My honest problem with AI filmmaking until now is that the workflow isn't a workflow. It's 5 subscriptions and a prayer. Today I want to show you step by step how I built this short film, which idea I just had randomly in the past days. Buzzy is the sponsor of this video, but the video, the test, and the opinions are mine. Before we dive into the canvas, let's take a quick look at the overall workflow so you know exactly how everything fits together. First, you write your idea as a script or prompt. Buzzy then transforms that into a structured storyline script. Next, you'll design your characters, generate the individual scenes, organize everything inside the storyboard, and finally render your complete video. It all starts with pasting in my one-page script, the whole short script for this film. Buzzy reads the pacing, generates the character assets. There's Mara, for example, my radio operator, and it lays out the storyboard as nodes across the canvas. Now to test every AI video tool fails. After I put my whole storyline into the agent, it created the storyline script in the canvas as a node, and it also started generating the first reference frames. And this is one of the most important parts for AI filmmaking, because you want across the whole short film to have the same locations and same actors, characters. So this is where reference images come in very handy. I generated them once, like Mara and Lena, who is the daughter of the radio operator, and they are just there. I also generated the locations itself, and if I just don't like a detail, I just rewrite the prompt a little bit and it turns out perfect. I used ChatGPT image sometimes I used Nano Banana Pro. I just wanted to see the difference. I feel like it's not that big of a difference, so it really depends. If you want to save credits, probably GPT image is the cheaper solution for you. Now, what's important as well, if I have one location, for example, the radio station, we actually have one room, but only one perspective right now, right? So the AI doesn't know what the room looks like if we look more to the left or more to the right. So I use that multi-angle tool to reframe the single shot, the photo. I just moved it to the left and to the right. You could even choose the exact angle or perspective, like medium, close, wide. It's super fun to use and super easy for use cases like this, because for this radio station, I wanted to have like 3 to 4 reference images from different perspectives to make sure that this location looks the same in every shot, in every video we'll create. The next part you have to make sure is that you build the location step by step. So first you focus on the radio station, and then now comes the lighthouse in my case. And the thing is, the lighthouse has the radio station inside. So the windows of the radio station have to look exactly the same from the outside on the lighthouse, on the cliff, right? So I used the radio station images as a reference for my lighthouse and made sure it understood, the prompt understood that the window layout of the radio station needs to be outside on the lighthouse, on a little building there, because it's actually the same spot. Next up, I generated images from an old Mustang. And it's super important to also have the car from different perspectives, so from the front and the back. And also the interior if you want to do shots inside the car, and this is what we want to do. So we want to look at the same across all shots. These are the 3 reference images. I also used a Nano Banana Pro for this case because I feel like Nano Banana Pro with the online search really knows better what actual cars look like an old Mustang. So I used Nano Banana Pro, but I accident only in 1K. But I didn't want to regenerate them in 4K or 2K because I really like the results. So what I did was I used the upscale feature in the canvas. And it's super easy to use. You just press upscale, choose 2 times or 4 times, and the result will be in HD or even 4K. Now, these were all the reference images I wanted to use for this short film. The next step could be actually to generate more reference frames for each specific shot if you want to control the video even more. But from my own experience, it's better to not give Seedance too many reference images of the actual frame and perspective, because then it looks more AI generated. It's just enough to give him the location, or give it the location references and character references. And that's what I did. So I just generated all the reference frames for the location, character, and the car, and I jumped straight into video editing instead of doing any more reference images in between. What came in really handy at this point as well is that you could group different canvas elements, which helps you to keep the characters separated from the locations separated from the old Mustang, for example. So definitely use that feature. Next up, it was time to generate the videos. And since the agent already knew all the shots I wanted to take, thanks to the storyline script and the reference images, I just told the agent to give me the multi-shot prompt for Seedance, which I could just enter. And all I did was doing a right click on the canvas, select video generation, and I put in the prompt and added the different reference images. This is a super easy workflow and allowed me to create the video clips very fast. And that's a beautiful thing about Seedance, for example. You can just tell it to do this shot from second 0 to 5, the next shot from second 5 to 10, and so on. So you get multi-shot prompts, 1 generation, 3 clips already cut together, sometimes even with sound design. So you can hear, for example, the radio station or like Mara, the radio moderator, as a radio voice, and later on close up like the real voice in front of her. And it automatically did that cut.
Now, Lena, I love you.
This is Mara Halvorsen, Point Halvorsen Station. Signing off.
It wasn't even my prompt to do the sound effect, it just did it creatively, which was pretty surprising. And Seedance 2.5 is available in 4K on Buzzy, and it was the first time I used it and I was like blown away because even the car details look better than on Seedance 2.0. It's just incredible to see what you can do with AI. And then later on, if you add some more different filters and specific effects onto your AI videos, they will just look even more real. I did this in Premiere Pro after I generated all the clips. So I used that to cut all of them together. The good news is the infinite canvas from Buzzy is very easy to use. It looks pretty complicated in the beginning. I know, like before I used it for the first time, I was just sitting there and thinking, okay, this looks so complicated, and it's AI, something you might not be too familiar with, but it's actually super easy. All you have to do is either chat with the agent and he will just take over the canvas and all the generations for you, or if you want to do some things on your own, what you have to know is the canvas contains different elements. These could, for example, be text, video, images, or sound. And by right-clicking, you just generate one of these elements. Let's say you want to generate a reference images. All you have to do is do a right-click, say create image, and then you put in your prompt, choose the model, hit generate. Once the image is there, you can use the plus icon on the right side of the canvas, drag it to the right, and then a pop-up comes up. where you can choose video generation, and then it automatically uses your generated reference image as a reference image for the video. You type in your prompt, choose the model, hit generate, and that's how easy you get from your idea to a first image to your video. One feature that's worth highlighting is the 9-grid canvas. Instead of working with just a single frame, you can view and organize multiple scenes at the same time. This makes it much easier to compare shots, keep your story visually consistent, and quickly navigate through your entire project while building your storyboard. And one more tip, if you don't like the result, I would not regenerate it in the same node, in the same element. I would actually duplicate the element and hit generate again after adjusting your prompt. So you still have the old result, and maybe you can still use the old result somewhere in the video. So don't delete the old results, just duplicate the new ones. And this is how I finished the short film. I looked at the video clip, thought about the things that could be improved, duplicated it, adjusted the prompt, hit generate again. And so after 3 or 4 tries always, I got to the perfect result that was what I definitely imagined. And if you want to save credits, you of course can create the first video in 480p, which saves you so many credits, but will already show you if your prompt works. If you want to try Buzzy on your own, make sure to check the link in the description. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more like this, hit subscribe. Happy creating.
And that's the beauty of this coast, always full of surprises. The ocean has completely vanished.
But this signal reaches you. You all should get to higher ground now. Lena, I love you. Now. Lena, I love you.
This is Mara Halvorsen, Point Halvorsen Station. Signing off.